Strong and potentially severe thunderstorms making their way across parts of central and eastern Kentucky. Live First Alert Defender has all the action coming up.
A post on Facebook has led to an 18-year-old's arrest in Montgomery County.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Strong storms continue to move through the region, and some of them could be severe.
That's why we've declared a First Alert Severe Weather Day. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking storms on Live First Alert Defender. Chris?
Low-end severe weather threat, guys, but a lot of noise coming from the storms that are on top of central Kentucky as we speak. Those storms have been stronger the farther west. Now they're trying to pulse back up again into parts of central Kentucky. Let's get into it. Live First Alert Defender showing the action into central Kentucky. One of our weather watchers, Keegan Hansford, down into Liberty toward the Casey County area, showing us the heavy rain that he's dealing with as of right now. Some gusty winds, but overall, mainly some heavy rain. Now, those heavy rains in Lexington on the southeast side, I believe this is over around the Childsburg area. According to James Starr, Lexington, one of our Lexington WKYT weather watchers, showing a little bit of high water in some of the low-lying areas, now showing up on the southeast side of Lexington. That's what we're dealing with these heavy rainmakers that are very slowly now pushing across parts of the bluegrass region. Leading edge of the thunderstorms on top of Owensville, Bath County, back up toward Carlisle, into Mount Sterling, Montgomery County with some thunder and lightning. Watch out for some ponding of water along Interstate 64. Back through Clark County, northern parts of Madison County. All of a sudden, though, we begin to see a little break in the action for downtown Lexington. Still some raindrops on top of the station, though, just to our east. That's where the heaviest rains are flying. Richmond, we're looking for a little rain. Most of it's been just to our north so far. Back to the west, though. Lexington Metro, look what's coming again. That's another round of some very heavy rains lifting to the northeast. So along the BG Parkway, that little break across Lexington, it's a small window. We're going to see some more heavy rains blowing in over the next 15-20 minutes or so. Thunder and lightning, Sanford, Lincoln County, toward the Liberty area, then on toward the south. That action is decreasing just a little bit, though out ahead of this, there's a hint of some instability showing up across south central Kentucky. So we'll keep an eye on those storms as they work their way toward the east. Guys, could try to flare up again. Overall, though, very low severe weather threat, but a lot of noise and some heavy rains that we're tracking this evening.
Thanks, Chris. If you have photos of the storm or any damage, we want to see them. Just send them to eyewitness@WKYT.com or post them to our Facebook or Twitter pages. A Montgomery County man is in jail accused of threatening to commit serious crimes in a Facebook post.
18-year-old Austin Russell was arrested in Franklin County over the weekend. Deputies say he posted online saying he was going to rob a Montgomery County bank and kill the people inside. Victor Puente has the details.
Austin Russell is charged with solicitation of murder and robbery. Those are serious charges that came about because of something police say he posted on Facebook.
It says he has all the weapons needed and equipment.
Sheriff Fred Shortridge says Russell put a post on his Facebook page Thursday night saying he was going to rob the traditional bank in Mount Sterling. Someone notified detectives who began searching for the 18-year-old.
He's talking about a couple of 20 years in jail for robbery and murder.
They say the post asked if anyone wanted to join him, but said he was willing to do it alone. Detectives contacted the county attorney.
We decided it's in everyone's best interest and the community's best interest to go ahead and obtain a warrant.
They also let the bank know they'd be keeping an eye on their property Friday morning.
Working together, we went ahead and got extra patrols at the banks.
Russell's from Mount Sterling but was in Frankfort Friday when Franklin County Sheriff's deputies arrested him. He's since been brought to Montgomery County.
What we'll do now is that we'll try to figure out why the young man made those kind of threats.
We asked Russell if he wanted to do a jailhouse interview to explain the purpose of that post. He told jail officials he didn't want to talk to the media. In Montgomery County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
And the sheriff says it's possible those charges could change as the case makes its way through the courts.
A deputy jailer is behind bars accused of bringing items into the jail to give to an inmate in exchange for intimate contact. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Clark County. Clark County Deputy Jailer Heriberto Rojas is charged with official misconduct and promoting contraband. According to his arrest citation, a female inmate claimed he offered her a prepaid phone card in exchange for a kiss. It also says Rojas brought a bag of tobacco into the jail yesterday for that same inmate. Rojas admitted to the contact and taking the items into the jail. In Nelson County, police have arrested one of the men accused of robbing a pizza delivery man earlier this month. Stephen Kimberland was arrested today. He's charged with robbery in connection to the May 5th robbery of a pizza delivery driver on Ashbury Drive. Police are still searching for a second person of interest they believe was connected to the case, but they're not releasing the name at this time. The robbery remains under investigation. And in Mason County, a worsening roadside slip is causing the temporary closure of a highway. Sardis Road between Middleton Hill Road and Murphysville Road will now be closed until repairs can be finished. The road was down to one lane, but the slip got worse overnight. Right now, crews are building a retaining wall to contain the slip and will rebuild the damaged section of the pavement. It will remain closed day and night until the repairs can be made, and that could take until mid-June.
Police in central Kentucky are investigating what they call a harassment case after a Franklin County woman says she found a dead bird tied to a tree in her yard. As Jordan Valines reports in the story new at 5:30, the woman thinks someone hung the dead bird in her yard on purpose.
Tucked away off of Frankfort's heavily traveled Main Street sits Aspen Avenue, where you're far more likely to hear the sounds of nature than rushing traffic. The soft sounds of birds singing fills the quiet street, but recently,
in my 20 years of police work, I have never seen anything like this.
one of those songs was silenced.
This is a different type of crime. It's very unusual and kind of disturbing, not something that somebody wants to see.
The disturbing discovery happened when Wanda Jones came out here to her backyard only to find a dead bird hanging from this string, and she believes that someone did it on purpose to scare her.
She did feel that it was a hate-motivated crime, and so we're looking at every possible angle here. We haven't ruled anything out.
Jones told Frankfort police that she believes someone tore down the bird's nest that was lodged in that tree.
She told the reporting officer that a bird's nest had been taken down, and then somebody killed the bird and then hung it from a tree branch.
Neighbors, although not wanting to appear on camera, told us they were sickened, shocked to hear what happened on a street that's usually just as peaceful as the sound of a songbird. In Frankfort, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Frankfort police are treating this as a harassment case. At this time, they do not have any suspects.
Your personal tax information could be in the hands of criminals. The IRS says hackers have used one of its online services to gain access to personal tax information for more than 100,000 people. According to the Better Business Bureau, it's not your average hack. They're entering the Get Transcript portion of the IRS website and using information they've received from third parties to retrieve tax documents. They can use the information in those documents to open up bank accounts in your name or even get their hands on your tax refund before you even file. The IRS has since disabled the function on its website.
Protect your information if you can in any way possible. Don't just hand it over to anybody who asks for it, because it could be used for things such as what's happened with the IRS issue or any other things, stealing your credit card, applying for loans in your name.
The IRS says letters will be sent out in the coming days to tax filers who've been affected by the latest data breach.
He was her boss and her trusted financial advisor. But in the end, he turned out to be a con man who stole millions from her elderly mother, and dozens of other people.
We were given no reason as to why. He told us we had to remove all of our personal belongings and be out by the end of the day, leave the key, don't answer the telephones, and don't unlock the door.
This is how Melissa Weitz found out her boss, Jason Muskie, was closing his office and she was losing her job. The financial service company's abrupt closure was just the beginning of Melissa's nightmare. A letter from Muskie told the rest of the story.
Muskie Financial Services. It is under investigation by the United States Secret Service, and if you have any questions, to contact my attorney. Shock of my life. Because at that point, I realized that something had been done with the investments that I had made with Jason Muskie.
Melissa lost $50,000, but that wasn't the worst part.
Not only did he take from me, he took from my mother, and that's what is so difficult to get past.
Her mother, recently widowed and suffering from cardiac problems, was living on a fixed income.
He was a man who came into our home, who sat at our kitchen table, and who heard my mother's story.
The money Melissa's mother had been saving for almost 40 years was gone.
We found out that he had taken her money several months after she invested it, and all the statements were fraudulent, and everything was fraudulent.
In all, Muskie stole $2 million from 26 people.
He targeted very specific people, people who he thought wouldn't fight back, couldn't fight back. Maybe he thought because of the friendships that, you know, we would just let it go.
Postal inspectors say Muskie used the money to invest in a semi-pro football team, extravagant vacations, and multiple homes. Officials say over a 7-year span, he was running a Ponzi scheme.
When they would ask for payouts from time to time, he would steal from other clients to pay the client where he already stole their money.
Until the bottom fell out. Inspectors say do your research. Melissa learned that lesson the hard way.
He had a personal bankruptcy back in 2005 or 2006, and that would have been a red flag for me to say, if this gentleman can't manage his own finances, then I'm not going to allow him to finance mine.
Melissa's advice, ask as many questions as you can think of before investing your money. As for Jason Muskie, he pled guilty to wire fraud, aggravated ID theft, and mail theft. He is awaiting sentencing.
I'm Phil Pendleton in Whitley County. At 6 o'clock, you'll see a courthouse tirade that ended when the courthouse security officer was attacked.
I'm Bill Bryant. Sports talk show host Matt Jones will be the MC of a high-profile political event this summer, and the recanvass in the Republican race for governor is now hours away. The bottom line is coming up.
Scattered thunderstorms on the move across parts of central and eastern Kentucky. Some of those strong, borderline severe potentially this evening. We'll track them when I come back in just a moment.